Welcome back to Inward Bound for Mindful Living. Mr. Suryachi, I think you brought out a very important point, and I wanted to ask you a question in the previous segment as well. That's what you call a cliffhanger. One thing that you noted, which I think even I personally and much of the audience might not have been clear on earlier as well, is that on the one hand you have the mundane task that you try to integrate your mindful sort of practice, being aware practice into. But from what you suggested, you can actually do so throughout the day, pretty much in everything that you do. But everything that we've spoken about is in relation to things which are mundane or good, things you enjoy. But can you also integrate and utilize this for practice on things that you don't like as well?
Yeah, because in life, right, you can't say, I only want pleasant things. I wish. Well, that's only a wish, right? So, anything that happens, right, you need to become aware. The moment you become aware, you can choose what you want to do with it in real life, right? Let's take some things that are not so pleasant, right? Let's take a pain. Pain is, you really don't like pain. Huh? Even those people who inject things, I don't think they want the pain, but they want the experience. Yeah. So maybe they are trading the pain of.
It's a means to an end.
And let's take a simple thing like a headache or some ache in your body. I'm not suggesting this is a panacea for all pains, but a bodily ache, right? When you have a headache or a pain, there are two problems. One is the pain itself, right? Some pains are so unbearable, people collapse, right? And some pains are so uncontrollable and incurable, doctors finally, they cut part of your brain so that you don't feel the pain, right? So there's a point here. There's a pain which is caused by some physiological disorders, right? Like for example, say this body is such a perfect packed thing, even the slightest thing will create discomfort. Like for example, say you eat something and a small piece stays in your mouth between teeth, and see how discomfort, and as if like you have got a big piece. It's a very minute thing. It's how the body is. So when there's a discomfort, so there's this actual discomfort which can be, I suppose, can be proven physiologically, right, using modern technology. But there's then another part. That is, I don't like this pain, right? My displeasure, I hate this pain, right? Then what happens? You have two problems. One is you have the pain, now you have the dislike, and there's a fight going on. With whom are you fighting? I'm fighting with my body or my pain. Now, if you can develop mindfulness towards that, start watching the pain. I remember a long time ago, I was a sales rep at that time, and at Ambalangoda, I ate this, what do you call, breadfruit, right? And then and dallo, and then balamalo, all these things. And then I go to Gaul, I get a severe headache, right? And it was so difficult that I couldn't even get up to go and get a paracetamol. So I had no option but to lie down and watch this terrible headache. Now when I brought my mind to the headache, then I realized this headache is not constant. It is also changing. Like sometimes it is throbbing, sometimes it is pulling, sometimes it is burning. It has different sensations. And while this is unbearable headache is going on, I feel there's a little scratch on your back or some pain somewhere here. So theoretically speaking, at that moment, that little scratch must be more intense than the headache. Otherwise, you will not notice it. So then you realize this is like waves in a sea. You keep watching this pain coming and going, pain coming and going. You learn to observe the pain also as an object. Right? So more and more you stop fighting with the pain, somehow your mind becomes less and less agitated. Right? So then your ability to endure whatever this pain becomes far better than otherwise.
Right, okay.
Right? You don't take my word. Next time, I don't wish you to have a headache, right? But anybody who has got a headache even right now can try this. And actually, this has been scientifically proven. Now in places like US, they are using this as a technique for acute pain management. There are some pains that you got to live with, like this chronic back pain, and chronic pains associated with certain diseases, right? Doctors can do very little, right? You can keep on taking painkillers, or you keep fighting, right? So they have found a third option where you learn to bring mindfulness and then you observe the pain. So your pain becomes your teacher then.
And then it's less about the actual pain itself, rather it's about you're trying to be aware of it. You understand that it's painful,
Yes.
but it does not take your attention. It's not your focus point. You're trying to make it a learning experience.
That's right. You try to discover. You don't interfere with the pain. That's what I'm trying. This is a very good example to illustrate what is this non-interfering observance. Interfering observance of this pain is, you keep cursing. Right? I don't know why I got this pain, and when it becomes unbearable, people even commit suicide, right? Why? Because it's such a problem, right? And so once you develop this ability over a period of time, you can come to a level where very high pain even you can observe with a distance, right? It's not easy initially. So similarly, any other experiences which are not so pleasant also, you can observe. Right?
While I think that there's much to explore here, and I don't want to stop on a low note as pain, one high note is that we'll be back again next week for our session. So for this week, thank you very much and goodbye.